There is a big sort of push on the economy itself. Funding is starting to dry up and starting to get difficult in the public sector now. And yet there's still this big push for customer service, for improvements in what we do on service delivery. And sort of, if you listen to the Newsnight programmes today and the rest of them, it's usually given as an either-or sort of scenario. Can you have good public services, or can you have low taxes? And for me, I'm wondering, well, actually, has it got to be an either-or can you have both? Is there a way of doing both? And if there is, would that be something worth chasing? And while you're considering that, and before I introduce Kevin, I just want to tell you about the story I read the other week, and it was this. There was an individual who started work for an organisation, a good organisation, it was a transport company, and he started in the position of operations manager. So he had to run the whole thing, basically, making everything work, satisfy the customer through delivery, and make sure the customer had good service, etc. And when he went in, he was given the rules by the managing director and everything, and that you have to do it this way, this is the way it has to be done. And the rules were that he could do the long distance deliveries on the Monday and the Tuesday. And he had to do the shorter distance deliveries on the Wednesday and Thursday. And Friday was the maintenance side for the vehicles and things like that. And he worked with us for a little while, sticking these rules. He was thinking, this is a bit strange. Why on earth do I have to do it like this? Why can't I satisfy what the customer wants? He was out one night and he happened to bump into the person who he had to go over from. Eddie. He says, Eddie, he said, you're operations manager, what's the story here? Why have we got to do the deliveries in the way this is? And they said, well, it was like that when I started. It was just something we did. So I stuck with it, you know, it was great. Is that how we really don't know? Perhaps we should speak to old Tommy there in the corner. So they spoke to old Tommy in the corner. Tommy's been there when the company started. He'd been the original operations manager, if there was such a thing these days. And they went over to him and said, Tommy, you know, we've been involved in your company now, and this is what we're finding about the deliveries and things like that. And Tommy said, oh, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, I started that. He said, I started that. And they said, well, what for? And Tommy said, well, it was easy. He said the horses were fresh on a Monday and Tuesday. They could do the long distance deliveries. But on a Wednesday and Thursday, the horses were getting tired, so they couldn't do them. And on the Friday, they could only do the short ones. On a Friday, we had to rest them up and give them the bedding. And that's what we brought in. And I think that type of thinking might be just touched what Kevin's going to say here. How do we do good customer service and still have low taxes in the public sector? And I would dare to say that the way NERAF is working and starting to work even better is offering hope of achieving both. I'd like to welcome to wherever you will stand, Kevin Martin, the Chief Executive of NERAF, who's going to case in the foot. Thank you, Steve.
Imagine if you had an issue that you wanted to overcome. The issue is complicated by a whole series of things going on in your life. Many of it could have been over the long term. And naturally you see yourself as an individual and you want to be treated like one. You don't want to be put into a tier or a box or a pigeonhole to tick somebody's requirement. You want the service to focus on you as an individual rather than a target, and to recognise you as a human being with all the baggage that may carry. Welcome to NERAF. NERAF is a charitable organisation designed to provide positive lifestyle change to people by providing a unique end-to-end bespoke tailored service based on a coaching and mentoring model. And I'm pretty proud today that we got to this, our 4th AGM, because in the early days people were telling me it couldn't be done. Bunch of recovering alcoholics trying to help themselves? No. But what you want to do, Kev, we've got AA. And I said, yes, I see our commonality, I want to help people when they're at a moment in need. Yeah, we've got AA, we've also got Green Flag, we've got RAC, and we've got NERAF. As I say, people said it couldn't be done, but lots of passion, commitment, drive, energy, and an increasing gathering of support along the way have led to this very special day today. And let's bear in mind that this started from a support group in my home in Whitley Bay 5 years ago. And then North East Council of Addictions, God bless them, offered me to use their facilities free of charge, which was great. Now, NERA had to start with support groups, because the support groups are the backbone of what we do. The support groups support our main core work, which is one-to-one mentoring and coaching. Now, 5 years ago, a gentleman called Ben Bridgestock was the manager at Gateshead in Necker. And can you imagine if I'd gone to him and said, "Excuse me, Ben, can I use your premises? I want to start a one-to-one mentoring service." He'd have kicked me out the door quicker than I'd gone through it. But anyways, things have moved on. They've come on leaps and bounds, particularly in the last year. And things changed very dramatically for us last year, within a week or two of our last AGM, when we were commissioned by South of Tyne and Weir NHS Trust. And I'm indebted, grateful to the commissioners, the commissioning team, for the trust and faith that they have put into NERAF, and also a promise that we will have continued support from them. It has really made a difference to our team, as Barbara elaborated on before. We now have 15 staff that's gone from 6, and that's in 12 months. We now are open more hours, Saturdays as well, open in the evenings, so we're attracting more people that are actually still working. Because let's bear in mind, it's a well-known fact that the majority of people who develop a problem with alcohol sort it out for themselves. They don't access any sort of treatment service. And what more that the money's allowed to do is we're now getting operational in Gateshead and South Tyneside as well, because they want the same right across the patch, which I strongly agree with, because it gets us over postcode treatment. You know, support should be the same no matter where you live. As I mentioned before, we provide an end-to-end service, and it means just like that. We have a person accesses our service, and we work with them through the whole baggage of their life. Yes, they come to us with an alcohol problem, but that usually isn't the cause. That is not the main problem. It's the underlying factors that are causing people to misuse alcohol in the first place. And when we say people come to a treatment service, it doesn't mean to say that we're saying you've got to stop drinking. We don't say that. That is an individual's own choice. What we say to people is, if you're going to drink, do it at safe levels, in safe environments. The end-to-end service, a person accesses us and they leave our service when they feel that they are ready to go on in life. And rather than us refer people on to other services, everybody that accesses our service is appointed a mentor, and the mentor supports them through the journey, and rather than refer out, we pull specialist services in.